The Pagani Utopia is here, and it's the third brand new model from Pagani in over 20 years. But in a world of 1600 horsepower Bugattis and 300 mph Koenigsegg's, this is set to be the slowest hypercar in 2022. You're watching Auto Anorak, and let's take a look at it and find out what features Pagani have put into this car to still command a $3.3 million price tag. So yes, this is the next Pagani, but let's clear some stuff up first. As much as this is their new car, it won't necessarily replace the Huayra. The Huayra was not the Zonda replacement, simply another car that Pagani built, and this is likely to be much the same. The quote-unquote basic Utopia will be limited to just 99 units, and as my prediction video of this car stated, it really is a hodgepodge of various Pagani design cues. You'll be pleased to know that Pagani were looking at developing an all-electric car, and it appears that they took a full 180 and have used the Utopia as an opportunity to create exactly that. A final automotive enthusiast Utopia that combines some of our favourite Pagani elements before they cease to be allowed to be made by the government. But we'll touch on these elements in just a minute. For now, let's look at that design. As the renders originally showed, the front of this car has a lot more Zonda inspiration than the Huayra, with the wider front lights, more pointed nose, and circular fog lamps, but I always remember the designer Frank Stevenson saying about the importance of a car's face. He designed the new Mini and McLaren P1, so he's pretty good at designing cars, and this car is assurance of just how correct he was when he said that, because for some reason the lights in this car just make it look sad. It almost just looks like it finished crying and it's attempting a smile. I know that's weird to say, but I do think I'm right, guys. Plus, Pagani says that this car is a return to simplicity, and yet when you compare this car's front end with that of the original C12, it actually looks kind of fussy. The wing mirrors as well are kind of droopy and sad and are now mounted from under the mirror stocks. Looking above this car, and you will see some Huayra inspiration. That front with the two windows along with the teardrop shape back to the exhaust is signature Huayra, and this is part of the design that I think works seriously well, especially alongside the haunches of this car that are more classic blocky Zonda style. It's the side profile where things really seem to change up. We've got new vents and aero effects that we haven't seen before in a Pagani, a more smoothed off front end, and the rear end shape of a Zonda R, but with the wing removed. My favourite bit is how Le Mans-esque the cockpit looks from this angle. It is sort of like a small driving pod and is very much like the LMP cars you'll see on track, which is fitting since Horacio Pagani always wanted Paganis to have a kind of road-going LMP feel. The wheels, yet again, are the least simple Pagani wheels I think I've ever seen, and have those sort of Veneno turbofan elements on the edge of them. Without a doubt, the back of this car is my personal favourite bit of it. It harks back to some of Horacio's original Pagani design concepts long before the introduction of the C12 in 1999, especially those two sets of rear lights on either side. And I just love how the Pagani badge element wraps around the classic Pagani rocket launcher style exhaust and turns into a beautifully elegant active rear wing. It's just awe-inspiring. Those rear lights have also got little turbines in them, and this is aircraft design, which is something that you'll see across this car, and it actually reminds me a hell of a lot of the company Spiker, which was often seen as a mini Pagani. This is especially evident when you look at the interior of this car, which has all sorts of aluminium switchgear that reminds you of classic aircraft, and also doesn't actually look that simplistic, and is just a nerd fest of exquisite materials and dials finished better than just about any luxury watch. The clamshells both open in this car like a Pagani Miura, as with all Pagani road cars, to reveal yet again more automotive artwork, and that brings us on to the heart of this car. We speculated that the Utopia would have a Twin Turbo V12, much like the Huayra, and unfortunately, we're correct. This car has the most exciting setup for quite a lot of people in the hypercar world. We're talking about a V12 with a manual transmission, the perfect duo, but unfortunately it's muffled by those turbos. The upside is that it will weigh just 1,280 kilograms and make a colossal 846 horsepower from its 6-litre AMG power plant, which makes it both lighter and more powerful than the Huayra. For me, though, this is the kicker with this car. It has the looks, it even has cool butterfly doors, but to me, my dream Pagani that brings us back to real driving engagement would be one of these with the manual gearbox and a naturally aspirated V12 straight out of the new Huayra R. But of course, one can dream because, well, that would just be Utopia. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know down in the comments below, do you agree with me, and do you think Pagani should take a step back and put naturally aspirated V12s back in their cars? I know that's probably incredibly difficult with the current government regulations and stuff like that, But if Aston could do it with the 1,000 horsepower naturally aspirated V12 Valkyrie, I'm sure Pagani could do it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you watching these videos. But that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.